see our young offenders perform some of Shakespeare's greatest plays. The prisoners have requested that all mobile phones are turned off. The prisoners may try and interact with you, but please always remember that they are prisoners and are detained for very good reasons. Enjoy the play.
The women in here want safety, but half of them call up their guy and go, I still love you, babe. Do you promise to change? Then he comes round to blacken her eye. It pisses me off. I want to grab him and shout, shut up! Don't be so dim. But who am I to them? Man, I just clean and wash up. I'm thinking of doing the training so I can say what I like. Blokes are all pricks who like swinging their dicks. Hey! You're better off being a dyke. So yeah, blokes hang around ain't a good thing. Man, I hate blokes. They're like God's stupid joke. A dumb one that ain't even funny. A decision's been made. A consensus. One to keep us all safe. Us girls together. Our secret. Whatever. Ain't been no trouble around our way lately. No blokes hanging around in the halls. Keeping the peace. No need for police, cause Vic's watching over us all.
and to my estate grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, having both the key of officer and office, set all the hearts of the state to what tune pleased his ear. In my false brother awaked an evil nature. He, being thus lauded, did believe he was indeed the Duke. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom enough. The King of Naples, an enemy, to me inveterate, hearkened my brother's suit, which was that he and Louis the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan on my brother. Whereon, a treacherous army levied. One midnight, Del Antonio opened the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness, the minister of the purpose hurried thence, me and thy crying self. Hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to see what they prepared for us, a rotten carcass of a boat. Not tackled, rigged, sail nor mast, there they hoist us, to cry to the sea that water us. Some fruit we hadn't, some fresh water, that noble and Neapolitan Gonzalo out of his charity did give us, with rich garments, linen, stuffs and necessaries, which since exceeded much. So, of his gentleness, knowing I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library volumes that I prize above my dukedom. Here, in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princes can, that had more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for it is still beating my mind your reason for raising this sea storm.
By accident, most strange, bountiful fortune, mine enemies brought to this shore. And by my prescience, I find my zenith doth depend upon the most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not to submit, my fortunes will ever after prove. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. Come away, my servants. I'm ready now. Approach, my Ariel. Come. No
I will be correspondent to command.
Do so. And after 2 days, I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to each other else. Go take the shape and hither comeliness. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake. The strangeness of the story, the heaviness in me. Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave who never yields his kind answer, but he does make our fire, perfection our wood and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave of Caliban?
There's good enough within.
Come forth, I say. There's other business for thee. Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked down. Come forth.
As wicked Jewers are my mother, with ravens feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both! The southwest blow on you and blister you all over!
Be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall for that vast of night that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made them.
I must eat my dinner. For this island is mine, which thou takest from me when thou camest first. Then thou strokest me, and madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger lights, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of this isle, the fresh springs, the brine pits, the barren place, and the fertile. Cursed be I did that so. All the charms of sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And here, you stye me in this hard rock, whilst you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Slave, slave! Him strikes my mood, not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care. Lodge thee in mine own cell, 'tis thou to seek to violate the honour of my child.
What had been done thou didst prevented me. I'd have peopled out this isle with Caliban!
Slave! Which any pretty goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. When thou didst not savage, know the meaning, but would gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore, wast thou deservedly confined to this rock, who hast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me your language, and my profit on it is that I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language!
Fetch as if you want to be quick. Thou best to answer. I'll rack thee with all the bells.
Fill all thy bones with haste, make thee more that beast shall tremble at thy din. No, pray thee, I must obey, for his arms of such power, it will control my death forever. Hey, come on! Hey! Come on now! Hey!
Coaches get a stand, and then take hand. Percy when you have a kiss, the wild we twist. Coaches get a stand, and then take hand. Percy when you have a kiss, the wild we twist. Coaches get a stand, coaches get a stand, coaches get a stand, coaches get a stand. But his feet here and there, sweet spirits, the burden bear. Full 5 and 5, thy father lies. Of his bones were coral made. Those were pearls that were his eyes. But nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his name.
Where should this music be? would have shown me rather. But it's gone. This ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no more business nor no sound that the earth knows.
This gallery, which thou seest, was in the wreck. By something stained with grief. That's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He had lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine. For nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
I'm sure the goddess on whom these airs attend vouchsafe my prayer. May know if you remain upon this island with some good instruction give. How I can bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is we wonder if you be maid honour. No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid. My language, heavens, I'm the best son that speaks a speech, where tis spoken.
How? The best? What wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now to hear thee speak in Naples. He does hear me, and that he does. I weep, myself in Naples, who with my eyes never since that ebb beheld the king my father wrecked, and all his lords, the Duke of Milan and his brave son beamed to me. This is the third man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sighed for. Oh, if your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
At the first sight they have changed eyes. Delicate Ariel set thee free for this. They are both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more. Thou hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I am a man, there's nothing ill that can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit has so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Speak not you for him, he's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shall thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh foot mussels, withered roots and husks, where in the open cradles. Follow.
Oh dear father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
Hence, hang not on my garments.
Sir, have pity! I'll be his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinkst there are no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban. Foolish wench.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man. My spirit is in a dream are all bound up. My thoughts lost to weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, and all this man's threats, to whom I'm subdued but a light to me. Might but through my prison once a day. Behold this maid, all corners else o'er the earth, let liberty make us a space enough. Have I in such a prison? Be of comfort. My father's of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwanted which now came from him.
Ariel, thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command. Be merry, for you have cause, so have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. For the miracle, I mean our preservation. Few in millions can speak like us. Then wighty, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
This island needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance. The air breathes upon us most sweetly,
As if it aligns and rotten once.
Or as if it were perfumed by a fair.
Here is everything advantageous to life, but there is none, or little. How lusty musty the grass looks.
The ground indeed is toy.
With the name of green in it. But the rarity of it is that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, but rather new dyed and stained with salt water.
I think he would carry the design home in his pocket and give it to his son for an apple.
It's not so my doublet, it's fresh as the first day I wore it. I mean, when I wore it at your daughter's marriage at Tunis.
You crammed these words into my ears, against the stomach of my sense. Would I have never married my daughter there? For coming thence, my son is lost, and in my rent she too, who's far from
He trod the water with empathy flung aside, and breasted the surge more swollen than melting. His bold head about the contention's waves that he kept, and owed himself with good arms the lusty stroke to the shore, that over his wave-worn bases bowed as stooping to reveal him. I not doubt he came alive to lend.
No, no, he's gone!
Safety while you take your rest and watch the safety.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them. It is the quality of the climate. Why doth it not deny it sick? I find myself not as precious as thee.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
It's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle?
She that is Queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life. She that from Naples can have no note.
It is true. My brother's daughter, Queen of Tunis, should the heir of Naples to Uxbridge. There is some space.
A space whose every cupid seems to cry out, how shall thy Clarabelle measure us back to Naples, keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake? As you bore the mind that I do, what to sleep with this for your advancement? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do. I have remembered this affronted brother crossed the road.
And look how well my garments sit upon me, much feater than before.
What for your conscience?
I feel not this deity in my bosom. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon, whom I, with disobedient steel, will lay him to bed forever.
Thy case, dear friend, should be my precedent. As thou goest Milan come by Naples, draw thy sword, one stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Our master, through his art, foresees the danger
That you, his friends, are in,
And sends us forth,
for else his project dies.
to keep them living while you here do snoring lie.
Open that conspiracy, his time doth take.
if not like we keep care, shake our slumber and beware.
Awake, awake!
Let us be sudden!
Why not awake? Why are you drawn? And wherefore this ghastly looking?
Was today securing your response?
Even now,
We heard the bust of bellowing like bulls.
or rather lions.
Did not wake you, struck mine ears most terribly.
I heard nothing. Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honour, sir, I heard a humming, and that's a strange one too, which did awake me. I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep me from the he is sure in the island.
Lead away!
under his girdle. There's no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaintances a man with strange bedfellows. I shall wait here till the dregs of storm be past.
I shall no more to see. Here I shall die short. Do not come me out! Oh. Have we devils here? I have not escaped drowning. To me a feed now of your forelegs. Is there some monster who have got, as I said, an ague? Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame, and get to Naples with him, then he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather. Do not torment me, prithee! I'll bring my wound home faster! He's in a fit now. Let's not talk after the wisest. You shall taste of my bottle. If you don't drink wine and foil, go near to remove his fit. Thou will hurt me anon. I know it by thy trembling, and now prosper works upon thee. Come on your ways, open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth, this will shake your shaking.
I should know that voice. It should be. But he is drowned and needs the devils.
Oh, Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am thy good friend, Trincolo. Be not afeard, for I am thy good friend, Trincolo.
Thou beest, Trincolo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be your Trincolo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trincolo's knees!
Is that not true, Stefano? It's a storm overblown, God, Stefano. To the Napoleon escaped!
Save thee? Not turn me about. My stomach is not constant. I escaped upon a battered sack. The sailors heaved overboard. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside, where my wine is hid. So how thou escapest? How camest thou hither?
I swam ashore, like a duck, and swim like a duck. Oh, I'll be sworn.
Finding, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god, and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him. How now, Mooncock, how does thy ague? I'll show thee every fertile inch of the isle. I'll kiss thy foot. I prithee be my god. Come on then, down and swear.
A most hideous and drunken monster. Serve myself to death with this poppy-headed monster.
I'll show you the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries, a plague upon the tyrant I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but serve thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
Prithee, lead the way, without any more talking. Trincolo, the king, and all our company, else being drowned, we will inherit it. Bang, bang, Caliban, and you must
This might be a task. As odors, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead, and makes my labours pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father crabbed. I must remove some thousands of these lots and pile them up under sort and junction. But these sweet thoughts do refresh my labours. Most busy lest when I do it. Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. Pray set it down and rest you, my dear sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do. You'll sit down. I'll bear your logs the while. Pray give me that. I'll carry them to the pile. You look wearily.
Poor worm, thou art infected.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me. When you are by at night, I do beseech you chiefly what I might set in my praise. What is your name? Miranda. My Miranda, indeed the top of my oration, dearest to the world. You are so perfect and so peerless, the priest of every creature's best. I have not seen more that I may call man as you. And my dear father. But by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. But I practice something too wildly, and my father's precepts I dare and do forget. I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There are sides to make me slave to it, and for your sake I am as patient toward you. Do you love me? I am beyond all limits to what else in the world do love, prize, honour you.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections.
I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no. And I does humble ever. Here's my hand, and mine, with my heart in it. And now farewell till half an hour hence. 1,000, 1,000!
Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant. Thou most lies, ignorant monster. High in case, and just see a constable. Why? Thou! Trickolo, keep a good time in your head. You prove a mutiny the next tree. War monsters, my subject, and you shall not suffer indignity. I thank my noble lord. And now, will thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I need to repeat it? I will stand, and so shall Trinkler.
Why, as I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island. Thou liest, thou jesting monkey! I would my valiant master would destroy thee, I do not lie!
Trinkler! If you trouble him any more in his tail, by this hand, I will supply some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing. Nothing!
No more.
I say, by sorcery he got this isle. From me he got it, thou liest!
Try swift.
Thy greatness will revenge it on him. Thou shalt be lord in it, and I'll serve thee.
Thou liest. How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
As I told thee before, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There, thou mayest brain him, having first seized his books, or with a log batter his skull, or paunch him with a stake, or cut his weaving with thy knife. Remember first to possess his books. Burn but his books. The beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. I never saw a woman but only her and Sycorax. She far surpasses of Sycorax, and does great least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I shall be king and queen, save our graces. And Trinkolo and thyself shall be
Viceroy.
Shinkalo.
Excellent.
Give me thy hand.
No.
I'm sorry I beat thee. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in your head.
Within this half an hour he will be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honour.
This will I tell my master.
Oh, thou makest me merry. Let us be jocund. Will you try me the cat you brought me but while ere?
At thy request, monster, I will do reason. Any reason. Go on, Shinkalo, let us sing. Flout and scout and scout. Flout and thought is free.
That is not the tune.
It is, it's like flout and scout and scout.
Flout and scout and scout and flout and scout and
Wait, out! What is this say?
This is the tune played by the voice of no one.
Out! Thou beast man, show thyself in thine likeness. Is thou beast of
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard, for this isle is full of strange noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight, but hurt not. Sometime 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometime voices that if I had waked after a long sleep, will make me sleep again. Then in dreaming, the clouds, methought, would open up and show riches ready to drop upon me that when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me. Well, I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed,
Yeah, that shall be fine. I remember the story.
The sound is going up the way. Should we follow it? Have to do our work.
Lead, monster. We'll follow. I would I could see this taper. He lays top.
scout and scout and scout and force is free. Flout and scout and scout and flout him!
My old bones ache. By your patience, I need to rest.
O Lord, I cannot blame thee. Who of myself attached to thee wearers? Even here, I'll put off my hope. He is drowned. He must be stray to find.
I am right glad they are so out of hope. Do not for one repulse forgo the purpose that you resolve to the effect.
The next advantage of Victoria.
Let it be tonight. They won't use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
What harmony is this? My good friend's harp.
Marvellous, sweet music.
Give us kind keepers. Heavens, what were these?
A living drollery. Now I will believe that there are unicorns, that in Arabia there is one tree. A phoenix throne, one phoenix at this hour reigning there.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me?
I cannot too much muse. Such shapes, such gestures, and such sounds expressing, although they were the use of tongue, a kind, excellent dumb discourse.
They vanished strangely. No matter since they left the villains behind. We are starving to the police station. What is here?
I will stand to and feed. Although my last, no matter since the best is past. Brother, my lord, the duke, stand to and do as we. You are 3 men of sin, whose destiny the never surface of the sea hath forced to belch on you.
And on this island, where man doth not inhabit,
You amongst men,
being most unfit to live.
men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools, I, my friends, are ministers of fate.
The elements in whom your swords are tempered.
May as well wonder now wit or be mocked at stab.
Kill the still close mortals, and finish one dower that's in my flute.
My fellow ministers alike, invulnerable. If you could hurt the source
remember, you three of the land
Did supplant the prosper,
exposed unto the sea, which hath requited him and his innocent child.
for which foul deed?
The powers delayed, not forgetting.
And sent unto the seas and shores.
Yea, all the creatures against your peace. Thee of thy son Alonso they have arrest, and do pronounce her lingering perdition, worse than any death that can be at once, shall step by step attend you and your way.
Strangely, the figure of this halfling has now performed my own. My high charms work, and these, mine enemies, have all knit up in their distractions. They are now in my power, and in these fits I leave them, whilst I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billow spoke of it, and the winds did sing to me. The thunder, that deep, dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prospero. It did base my trespass. Therefore, my son Idus is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than a plummet sounded. With him there, lied mudded.
One thing at a time. I fight religion, sir. I'll be thy second.
If I have to austerely punish you, your compensation makes amends. Pride leading me a third mine in life. All my vexations were but trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely to protest. Here, before heaven, I ratify this. My rich gifts, worthily purchased. Take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin knots, before all sanctimonious ceremonies move full and holy rightly ministered, no sweet aspersion shall the heavens let forth to make this contract grow. But barren hate, sour eye, disdain, and discord shall be through the union of your bed weaved so lowly that you shall hate it both. Therefore, take heed. Time and sound shall like you. Leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on. Now little life is rounded with sleep.
My old brain is troubled. Be not disturbed by my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. Eternal too I'll walk to still my beating mind.
Is a strange father in some passion that works him strong. Never till this day saw I am so touched with anger, so distempered.
Be patient, for the prize I'll bring to thee shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly. This is the mouth of his cell. No noise and enter. Do that good mischief, which may make this island thine own forever, and I thy Caliban, for I thy footlicker. Give me thy hand. I do it it's a bloody fox! Don't fucking touch me ever again! Fucking ever fucking touch me! Fucking idiot!
King Stefano! Oh dear! Oh! Where be? Stefano! Look! Old wardrobe! Here!
Let it alone, thou fool! It is but trash!
Oh, ho, monster, we know what belongs to a frippery. Oh, King Stefano!
What do you mean to dote thus on such luggage? Let us alone and do the man first. We shall lose our time, and all be turned to barnacles or apes who with foreheads fill in the snow.
Monster, place your fingers up to... Bear this away. When my hogshead of wine is his. Or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Go to.
Hey, mountain cave. Silver, silver, silver. Up, up, up.
At this hour lieth my mercy, all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labours end, and thou shalt have the air of freedom. Say, my spirits, how fares the kings and followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge.
Justice elected. All prisoners in the Lime Grove, whichever bends the cell, they cannot part to your release.
The king, his brother, and yours, a Bible for the distracted.
And the remainder mourning over them.
From thought of sorrow and dismay,
But chiefly that you turn, the good old Lord Gonzalo.
his tears run down his face.
Like winter drops of ease of freeze.
Your charms so strong works him, that you were now to behold them, your affections will become tender.
Though with their high wrongs, I'm struck to the quick. Yet for my nobler reason against my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break. Their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
The elves of hills, groves, standing lakes and groves. And ye, that on the sand of printless foot, do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him. You, demi poppies, that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make of the union whites. And you, whose pastime is to make the midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn perfume, by whose aid
weak masters though ye be. I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault, set roaring war. To the dread battling thunder have I given fire and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong base promontory have I made shaken by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves, at my command, have waked their sleepers, oaks, and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I hear of Jove. And when I have acquired some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is full, I'll break my staff. Bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book.
A solemn air, and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy. Cure thy brains, now useless, boiled within thy skull. There stand, you are spell soft.
Holy Gonzalo, honourable man,
Prospero's eyes insociable to the show of thine.
Fall felony drops,
The charm is on the page,
And as the morning steals upon the night,
nothing without me.
and the rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason.
O good Gonzalo, Prospero's true preserver,
And a loyal servant who follows.
He'll pay thy greater throne, both in word and deed.
most truly is thou alongside.
Use Prospero as a daughter,
But thy brother was a furtherer in the act.
for now art pinched,
Flesh and blood that entertained ambition,
exposed remorse and nature,
who with Sebastian
whose inward pitches are therefore most strong.
would here have killed your king.
I do forgive thee. Unnatural though thou art, their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore which now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me would know me. I would escape me, and myself present as I was sometime in Milan. Ariel, I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. To the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there you will find mariners asleep under the hatches, the boatswain being awake, enforce him to this place.
And drink ye before me your return, or where your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabit here. Some heavenly power, guide us out of this fearful country. Behold, Sir King, the Roman Duke of Milan, Prospero.
Whether thou be'st he or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, I not know thy pulse, beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw the affliction of my mind amends, and if it be at all a most strange story, thou Duke, to my resign and do entreat, thou pardon me in my wrongs.
You, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I here could pluck his highness frown upon you, and justify you traitors. At this time I will tell no tales.
Did thou speak in him?
No. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault. All of them. And require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou be'st Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation. How hast thou met us here? Who 3 hours since we've been wrecked upon the shore. I have lost, how sharp the point of remembrances, my dear son Ferdinand.
I'm woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss. Patience has its past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help, of whose soft grace for the like loss I have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You, the like loss.
As great to me as late. And supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you make all to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. Know for certain that I am Prospero, that very duke which was thrust forth in Milan,
who most strangely upon this shore was landed, to be the Lord on't. Welcome, sir. This cell's my court. Here have I for your attendants and subjects none aboard. Pray you, look in. My dukedom since you have given me again. I requite you with as good a thing. Now, at least bring forth a wonder, to content ye, as much as me my dukedom.
If this prove a vision of an island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
Though the seas are threatened, they are merciful. I've cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Tell us how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder. How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. A brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid? With whom was that playing?
She's daughter to the famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I've heard renown, but never saw before. Of whom I received a second life and a second father this lady makes into.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold and lasting pillars. In one voyage did Ferdinand find a wife where he himself was lost. Prospero, his dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves where no man would his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace this heart. That doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen. What is the news?
We were dead of sleep, and all packed under hatches, where, but even now, the strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We awaked straightway at liberty, where we, in all our trim, freshly beheld our royal good and gallant ship. Our master, capering to eye her, on a trice so pleasing, even in a dream, we divided from him, and brought making hither. The best news is we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which we brought 2 glasses since, is tight and yard and bravely rigged when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all the service have I done since I went. Was it well done?
Bravely, my diligence. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell.
Get off! Out! Out! Okay, out! If these be true spies which I wear in my head, here is a goodly sight.
These be brave spirits. How fine my master is. I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these? This misshapen knave. His mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs and deal in her command. Without her power, these 3 have robbed me with this devil bastard, have plotted with them to take my life.
I shall be pinched to death. Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler? And Trinculo's reading right? How taste thou in this pickle?
I've been in pickle since I last saw you, that I feared me will never be out of my bones.
You to be the king of the isle, Sirrah.
I should have been a sore one then. This is a strange thing as I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, Sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions, as you look to have my pardon. Trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter. What a thrice double ass was I, take this drunkard for a god, and worship this dull fool. No, don't!
Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell. Or you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste for such discourse as to make it go quick away. The story of my life and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved solemnized, and thence retire me to my land. I long to hear the story of your life, which will take the ear strength. my area. Chick, that is thy charge. Then to the elements, be free, and fare thou well. Please, you torn ear. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.